going to demonstrate now the deployment of Jenkins and SonarQube application on Kubernetes cluster. Now this Kubernetes cluster is provisioned by Docker Desktop. So if you go into the settings of Docker Desktop in the Kubernetes tab, enable Kubernetes, and I've selected provisioner kind with 2 nodes and Kubernetes version 1.32.2. Okay, so the Kubernetes cluster is up and running. As you can see, there is no tab called Kubernetes or any other tab to view the Kubernetes resources and manage them via Docker Desktop user interface. So for this, I'm going to use the Visual Studio Code to manage and view the Kubernetes resources. So let me refresh it. So as you can see, the Docker Desktop Kubernetes context is already selected. So this is the cluster which is provisioned by Docker Desktop. Okay. In order to deploy Jenkins, we are going to use the Helm chart of Jenkins. So let me grab the commands. So first I will create a namespace called Jenkins workers, which will be used to spin the Jenkins workers or Jenkins jobs in worker pods. Then I'm going to use this Helm command to deploy the Jenkins. Before that, the Jenkins Helm repo has been already added. So as you can see, Jenkins and SonarQube, both the repos have already been added. Okay, so this will take a while. Let me refresh the Kubernetes cluster, and as you can see, these namespaces have been created, and in NS Jenkins namespace, the workloads, so still waiting. The Jenkins application has been deployed by the Helm release. You can see the pods are running successfully. So if you want to see, let's say, the logs of Jenkins, so you can click on this icon and follow the logs, and you can see all the logs. This is init container. Select the container Jenkins to see the Jenkins logs. So yeah, so you can see the logs this way from the VS Code. You can also see the description by clicking on this icon to see the events which took place to spin the Jenkins application. Okay, so now the Jenkins application is up and running. Let me grab a command to deploy SonarQube with the Helm chart. So this is the command, and as I told, the Helm repo for SonarQube has already been added. So this will again will take some time. See, the SonarQube application has been successfully deployed with the Helm chart. So let me refresh the namespace, and as you can see, both the pods are up and running. Let's say if you want to view the YAML configuration, then you can just click on the pod and you will get the pod specification for that. Let's say if you want to see, because these are deployed as part of a stateful set, so you can see the stateful set specification by clicking on it. Let's say you want to SSH into the pod, then you can click on this icon to, so it will give you an option to SSH into the container. So I want to SSH into SonarQube container, so I can just, so as you can see, I'm already into the container, and you want to execute some command, so you can execute it. So yeah, VS Code extension for Kubernetes is quite useful to manage and view the Kubernetes resources. Okay, now Docker Desktop do not provide a default ingress controller when it provisions the Kubernetes cluster. So you have to manually install the ingress controller if you want to access the services externally. So I'm going to use the nginx controller. I have already installed the nginx controller. So the command for that is this one, but I'm not going to execute it. It is documented in the Confluence doc though. So it is already installed under ingress nginx namespace, and you can see the services here. Yeah, this one. Okay, so now I will tunnel this ingress controller so that I can access the Jenkins and SonarQube's services externally. So for that, you will need an admin permission to tunnel this. So go here, and this is the command to tunnel it. Okay, so that is in place, and you will also need an admin permission to add the DNS entries in etc hosts file. So this is the command. I have already done it, so I don't need to do it. I will show you the etc host file contents. So as you can see, this is already in place. Okay, so now I will also use the TLS certificates to install it on both the applications. So I will use a self-signed certificate. So I will now generate the self-signed certificate for Jenkins using this command. So what it will do is, I'm already in the directory, so you can see these certificate and key files are generated. See, similarly, I will do the same for the SonarQube. Now then I will create the Kubernetes secret to store these certificates for Jenkins and SonarQube. Okay, I have ingress resources which will basically route the traffic to the correct application. So for Jenkins, this is the ingress specification. As you can see, the host name is Jenkins brm.local and the Kubernetes service is nb-jenkins in namespace ns Jenkins. Similarly for SonarQube, the ingress resources created with the host and route to Kubernetes service at port 9000. So I will create these ingress resources using kubectl command into this. Now the Jenkins application is using the SAML configuration in the cask file. So in order to single sign on, it has SAML configuration. So we need to add the correct reply URL in that SAML application. So I will open that application and will show you where I have done it. So this is the Azure Enterprise app for BRM clone Jenkins, BRM Jenkins clone. And as you can see, I have added this as a reply URL. So https jenkinsbrm.local. Okay, so let me go here and the SonarQube application on, let's see, SonarQube brm.local. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, I'm already logged into Jenkins, and for SonarQube, I will log in using the default credentials. Then I must reset the default credentials. So now in order to configure the Jenkins webhook in SonarQube so that the scan can be executed, I will go to the administration tab and will go to the webhooks and I will create a webhook called callback local Jenkins with the webhook URL, which would be this one. So this is actually a service which is running in Kubernetes cluster. So this is not an external DNS endpoint. This is a DNS which is managed by Kubernetes internally, and Jenkins is served at port 8080. Okay, enter the secret. Then I will create the token which can be used to run the scan. And this token needs to be updated in the Jenkins credentials. The webhook secret token is already updated as part of a cask file, so I don't need to update it. So here. Now I will create a job, Sonar Scanner. I already have a code ready for that. Let me paste it. Okay, now triggered the scan. Okay, so now as you can see, the scan has run successfully. You can see it by clicking on the projects. It should display callback_test project, which was scanned recently from Jenkins. So yeah, it's quite easy to deploy shared infrastructure application stack on the cluster, kind cluster which was provisioned by Docker Desktop.